Tania Tare, one of the best in trick shots. I got two swings for you here. Show us your swings this week. The first, the flop shot. Check this out. Lead wrist cupped. It's not flat, it's cupped because that club head has got to pass the handle quickly to get all that loft on the face. Now, when you do that, that sternum needs to be right on top of the ball. The spine stacked. No side bend to the right, no side bend to the left. Now, we flip it around. Left-handed, out of the air. So impressive. Again, she hits it with the spine stacked. Notice the lead foot forward, the right foot. I like that drill. That helps, keeps the spine stacked. You can't be doing all this with the spine leaning too much to the left or to the right. And when you're this good, you just give it the walk-off. All right, Tanya, good stuff. As always, really impressed with your trick shots, and particularly, when you catch it out of the air, not only right-handed, but then you turn around and do it left-handed. I think you've got us all defeated when you do that. But I think there's something that we can learn from Tanya when you're hitting the golf ball out of the air. It has to do with spine angle. If you notice when she's hitting it out of the air, the spine is going to be relatively centered. And what I mean by that is there's not a lot of right bend, excessive this way, or excessive left bend, right? You hear me talking a lot about spine angle where, we have right bend, left bend, like that. When you look at her and she hits it, she's pretty well centered there, maybe just ever so gently a touch of right bend like this, okay? So that really keeps her right there so she can have that centered spine, that centered anchored point where she can catch it right out of the air. So a good drill, if you feel like your spine is moving excessively one way or the other. I do this a lot in short game where you just point the left foot forward like this at the golf ball, and then you take that trail foot and you put it back like this behind the lead, okay? So you can see my spine really straight up and down here, my shoulders relatively level, right? Now, if I was just to keep the pressure here on the left foot and just make some little swings, in order for me to stay over here, I've got to manage that spine angle, right? You gotta say I got to stay kind of more on top of that left leg. Now, what a lot of you are going to do, a lot of you are going to fall back like this, okay? So the spine's going to fall back to the right, and of course you're going to lose your balance because you don't have your right foot there. And I see that a lot, in particularly with short game shots, where we get in there and we get kind of too much of this going, right? And we're kind of back here. All right, so let's feel like, particularly in the short game, that we're going to stay just a little bit more right there, kind of on top of it. And I should be able to kind of go to there, hit a shot, and hold that. And you'll feel the sensitivity there when you take the right foot out and you're just putting all of the pressure down into the left foot. So I like that drill to kind of help us, cover it, right? And that's a term we hear a lot, is cover it. And to me, covering it really is just managing spine angle, okay? If you have got too much right bend, you're falling away, like you can't cover it, right? Now the opposite of that, some of you can be in too much left bend. We see that a lot in the full swing, right? Where we get set up here and then we see players kind of dive ahead of it like this, right? So we can get too much that way. And even in the context, of that drill, you're probably gonna lose your balance that way when you get too much going to the left. So it kind of helps manage that spine angle beautifully. I think particularly in the short game shots, right, where we don't want excessive one way or the other. You can really feel like you're right there covering that golf ball. Left foot pointing right at the ball, right foot back. You can see I'm right there, and then boom. And when I do that, I catch that golf ball first, and as I turn with it, I can stay right there. So that's a really good drill and something that I think you can learn from Tanya when she's hitting these shots out of the air. Because you can imagine if the ball's falling and I'm trying to catch the ball out of the air, if I'm going like this or too much this way, there's no way we're going to catch it in the center of the face. So good stuff, Tania. Really appreciate your work, and I think something there we can learn from. Good drill, left foot forward, right foot back onto the toe, get that sternum right on top of the golf ball, and then turn with it, and you can hit those shots with the wedge 9 around the green, and it'll help you manage your spine angle.